Whoa, look at this guy right there, Raven. Rave dancing. Yes. What's up, everybody? I am Chris Knight, and you are watching Chaos Central's The Khaos List, the show I stole from Shaun because, well, I don't know why I did it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is actually my show, but
it is. But he's too lazy to do it
right now.
No, he's taking a break from some of the stuff. I'm just glad to have him on. So let's talk about what the hell are you doing, John?
Actually, Chris, next week I think we'll have it back on my channel.
Cool, that'll work. What are you drinking?
Hope.
Hope.
I would like a big glass of hope, my friend.
Right?
I think Sean, I think he's selling you false hope because I think it's just his tears.
Yes.
Yes. All right, but after he talked about what his latest podcast was about and the fact that it was on video, maybe you should check that out because I hear it was a steamy segment.
Was that a throw to me to shill?
Well, not yet. Just give it a second. Since we're going to go through this real quick, guys, we're going to let you talk to everybody that's here. First off, to my right or left or whatever direction that is on the screen, this guy right over here, this is Shaun Stackhouse. Again, like he says, this is normally his show, so we're going to let him go first. Shaun, tell everybody about yourself, where they can find you, and all that fun stuff.
Well, first of all, I'm bald because it's still not safe to get your hair cut, so I had to take matters in my own hands.
Boy.
Oh, Danny!
Look who made it.
Danny.
The great dark hype. I've missed you, sir.
Oh, jeez.
The legend himself.
Yes, sir.
You're a wild boy.
I know you missed me. Sorry, I totally trampled. I'm sorry. My beautiful chocolate man showed up, so he may have stomped all over your shilling.
Oh my God.
It's cool. I was just gonna say
you're crossing that line.
You're welcome.
Phantom zone.
Not here.
I don't control the Phantom Zone here.
All right, sorry, Shaun. Back.
Oh, no worries. I'm glad Danny's here. I was just gonna say, yeah, you can check me out at Shaun Stackhouse Reacts on YouTube and at Shaun Stackhouse on Twitter. And
he's forgotten already.
Damn.
Where am I?
No. Who am I?
John, you're 5 miles away from me. Not even 5 miles away from me. And I can't even tell you where you're really at.
Well, if you look at my Twitter profile, it says Eternia. So
you only wish. And I know you wish.
I do wish.
All right. Next to him, John, or BaldManBad.
Yeah,
show him,
boy.
Show it. Shaun's showing his. Show yours.
I don't want to blind anybody. So I've worked very hard on my
Go
life.
ahead. Now you can shill. You can shill about your porn star and all that stuff.
How dare you reveal the twist, sir?
What twist? Did she twist?
Well, if only. They are talking about my weekly podcast that we are 72 episodes into as of this week with my buddy at Mike Drews. You can see him on Twitter. You can find me at BaldManBad1 because apparently there's more, but I'm the cool one.
There are multiple BaldManBads.
They're all over the place. Mr. Clean started it, and I'm taking it over. Feel free to look up Operation Babel. That is our podcast. We actually had a adult entertainer / lewd cosplayer named at Amelia Song with an E. She's fantastic, super knowledgeable in the realm of pop culture. She was just really awesome, super business savvy. She's got a new website. If you like that kind of stuff, go check her out because hot damn is she a hot damn.
Well, hey man. You might check with her, and since she's into this type of stuff, see if she might want to come on one of these shows with us, and we can all talk about geek stuff.
Hey, she's looking for new platforms. Anybody, check her out, see what she does. She's really knowledgeable. She's been around. I guess she was in the industry for almost 7 years.
Nice.
Has worked for legitimate websites and done a lot of her own personal stuff. So again, anybody who's like into that, trying to she's even talked about Instagram models who want to just kind of learn to get into the game and stuff. She She really knows what she's talking about, and
Cool.
it was very eye-opening. This was not a. I want people to know this was not a weird, goofy thing. It was not a sweaty nerd incel talking to somebody, which I was sweating and stumbling over myself. But
You weren't twerking your nipples or anything.
not yet.
Yeah,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Every time that he was sweating and doing things, he was like this. Well, and what were you talking about exactly?
I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely go check it out. It was our first video podcast. I'm not a huge fan of showing my face, but thanks to all you bing bongs, I've been on a lot of shows showing my face. So I figured, what the hell? If you got a pretty girl, why waste it? Let's use it for advertising.
Exactly.
When you come in and represent with a Deadpool T-shirt, why not show it off?
Look, I just don't do laundry. That's all.
It's all right.
And when you said the Mr. Clean thing, the way you said it, I got that vision of that line in the movie. It's like, and where's Mr. Clean? He's at home watching his tights.
That's not what the line is.
No, but that's what I felt like he should have said right there. Now he's
Batman, but Batman wasn't bald.
No, I said Mr. Clean. I said Mr. Clean, not Batman. You just stop
We
it, Sean.
digress.
And what the hell are you doing? You're a genie in a bottle, baby.
Come in.
All right. Anyways, let's go down below you.
Tap and rub,
Jason
tap and
Miller.
rub.
Jason Miller. What's going on?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Tell everybody about yourself and where they can find you.
Absolutely.
Miller
You guys can find me on my channel, Big Ford Entertainment. You can find me on Sundays with Danny and Terrence and John over here. No, over here. Yeah, right there. I got it. It took me a while, but I got it. We do Equilibrium. It's a great show. Like I said, check out my channel. I got some videos up there. Some other videos will be coming as well. You can catch me out sometimes streaming with Rob and sometimes with you guys.
Yeah, there you go. And last but not least, the guy that went and I guess he took care of the riot by himself. We saw he sent us an interesting video earlier,
which we know now he is absolutely capable of doing.
Yes.
But
I was like, damn.
part of
I'm
the
Danny,
chaos crew, and that's this guy right down there, Danny. Danny, go ahead and tell him.
Yeah, I'm 1/3 of Chaos Central, Chaos Central crew. Myself, Chris, and Sean. Also on Monday nights, where you can catch me with a chaotic conversation. This past Monday night, I think we discussed about our top 5 disappointing superhero movies, which sparked a very good conversation. This Sunday, you can catch us at 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, Eastern Standard Time for the Rule of 3, and then again at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, John, and Enzo, and Terrence. We discuss some of everything. It's pretty interesting. I think our primary thing is going to be the first hour is probably going to be Stargirl again. So
I saw episode 3 today.
What'd you think, man?
I still haven't seen it.
I gotta save it, man. Sorry, I save it for these guys.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Okay.
Be good.
I think Stargirl is probably the best written DC show that I've seen in years.
I second that.
We'll see.
So far,
I'm just saying. I got notes. I got notes.
There is no
All
way
I
in the
know-
world you can see 3 episodes and say it's better than The Flash.
No.
I didn't say it
I
was
didn't
better.
say. I
I'm
didn't
just
say it
going
was better
to
than
say
Flash.
that it's all I'll say is that it always ends up somewhere near a trash can. That's what it always seems like.
Flash didn't.
Let me throw this out here. I'm gonna give you a little snippet, and these two little lemons over here. I know they're gonna get mad at me. It's the best episode so far.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, I could deal with that.
100%. I will argue. I don't hate what you said about the writing, because CW's been a bit of a pandering trash fire for the last about 3 years.
It must be show different episodes in Kansas City in Minnesota than they do in South Carolina.
Why are you a bad
I
person? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
I don't agree with that.
Well, see, the thing that we all have to acknowledge, it's the elephant in the room. It's that Stargirl is not a CW show.
Yeah.
The only reason it's on the CW is because of the
They need help.
They don't have any shows to fill the air. So this show was shot and it airs first on the DC streaming service. Then they edit it because they show like a longer cut on the DC Universe app. But it's almost,
and I do have the DCU app, by the
me
way.
too.
So I've been doing the first 2 episodes feel like the CW nonsense. This one felt like, okay, we're gonna use our budget now.
Yeah.
Let's go. It actually addressed a lot of the things I bitched about in the first 2 episodes.
We're going to get into some CW madness here in just a second. So you guys know I'm Chris Knight. You're watching this on my show, on my channel, whatever. Check out the link that I put in the comments, though. That is the link. I am going to tell you what to do. Go there now and subscribe. I put the link for Chaos Central's YouTube page.
Fucking soundboard already with the soundboard.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
All right. Anyways, I put the link in again right there, and do me a favor, go to that link and subscribe to Chaos Central. Once we're up to 100 subscribers and we can get our vanity link, as they call it, we will start streaming all of these shows over there. That is Danny's show, which is the Chaotic Conversation. And then my show, which is the Rule 3, Shaun's show, which is this one, the Chaos List. So we will be doing all of those over in Chaos Central as soon as we have 100 subscribers. So help us get to that goal, please.
I have a question.
No, you do not.
John, when you drink out of that glass that's flashing, do you get...
Anyways, no.
And do you enjoy it?
No. I don't derive pleasure from anything. Also, I'm mad at all of you because where are your masks?
Anyways, so we have this.
Well, he is big.
You know,
I'm going
to teach you a little thing here.
I ran out of clean underwear, so I'm wearing my mask that way.
You guys can unmute yourselves, I believe, but until then, we're going to go ahead and go to our first topic here. Thanks to Shaun, this is going to be our first topic. You see, Shaun.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. So here's where we're going to go with this. Batwoman season 2 will feature a new lead character. Yes, John's going to love this as much as I am.
How?
And my question is, first off, how do you have a new lead character and still call it Batwoman?
Yep.
How? So, in other words, Ruby Rose is exiting, and everybody was wondering, well, who are they going to cast for Batwoman? And now they're saying, well, wait, there's a twist to it. We're not going to cast a new Batwoman. We're just going to make a whole new character and put it in Batwoman.
So, what website is this?
This is Superhero Hype. And I also got Screen Rant up here.
Oh, double fuck off.
Yes, exactly. Gotta love it, right?
Superhero Hype is pretty legit on their sources.
Eat my butt.
You know, but this is put it this way, John. I'm going to tell you right now. I have seen about 6 different sites carrying this story. So this is this is
all there is to talk about.
Yeah, but so tell me, 1, what character are we going to get, and 2, how do you call it Batwoman still? How come they have not canceled what is now known as Batwoman and just said new series?
Here we go.
The character is already there. Lucius Fox is going to be Batwing.
Boy, let me tell you, I agree. Hot damn.
You know what? I would be down with that, Danny, if Lucius or Luke Fox was not portrayed as such a bitch in this show.
That's the reason why they'll give it to him.
He's not Batwing. He's not up to Batwing caliber, man. He can't.
So,
for real.
How about this? I'm going to throw this out here. These were 3 things I brought up that could happen. 1, we just use Alfred Pennyworth's daughter, niece.
Yep.
Use her, take it in. Dumb. Who cares? 2nd, we just replace Kate Kane. Just do that. It would just be easy. Screw it. The show is already fucking stupid. Who cares? Third, I would say let's scrap the show. Let's take the actor who is Luke Fox, make him Static Shock, and
Yes!
the show, and then he can be the tie-in to not only Black Lightning but Stargirl. There you go.
Boom.
Okay, that's great. That's
welcome.
great. But I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
But
with
you want a real
scrapping
answer.
the show.
You want
No.
a real answer.
Wait, no, I don't disagree with just canceling the show and starting with something else.
Which is what you should do, because
Well,
the show is
here's the thing. Here's the thing. If this show were on any other network, I've said this before, and the lead, so if the show had like horrible ratings all season long, and then the lead jumped ship before season 2, any other major network, ABC, NBC, CBS, it would have been axed.
Yeah.
No,
actually,
no.
BBC killed Robin Hood on their Robin Hood thing, and they went on another season.
yeah, there's been
No,
several.
I'm talking about the main three: ABC, NBC, and CBS.
I think there's actually been a case
Oh,
for
yeah,
that.
If they, but
Next week I'll bring it to you, but I'm pretty sure it's happened at least once. But okay, go ahead.
I'm talking about the actual Batwoman ratings. The big three to networks, if they have ratings that low, though they don't, their shows don't have ratings that low. They cancel them before they even
What are you
get that.
talking about? There is no show on ABC, NBC, or CBS that would ever have ratings as low as CW's highest rating show. I mean, I'll go look at it. I'll go look at it. I mean, what?
I gotta go with nobody cares. With studios nowadays, they cannot be wrong. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Once you prove that you're wrong, you have to take an L, and then they feel like you can't be trusted. It's why Disney's acting the way they're doing. It's why they have to deal with all these flops for movies. It's why CBS and get fucked. The CBS thing, that's absurd. You got Picard, Star Trek Discovery. They're trying to save face with this new Star Trek thing they're gonna do. That's just absurd. BBC's dealing with a lot of ratings hits. They don't care. They don't want to take an L, and they need to double down and be mean and do crazy stuff because they figure everybody's going to the internet. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, I mean, where you broadcast?
BBC even gave two shits, man. Doctor Who would not be a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah. Look. We'll talk about Here's Batwoman. Let me tell you how much they don't care about this show. I'm dying right now. At J Longbone. Check her out on YouTube. She's amazing, does reaction videos. Love her to death. So there was a recent episode. I don't know how caught up you guys are. I hate watch this. And I
watched it too, man.
I love this show. It's beautiful.
I'm a DC fan, so I'm going to watch everything.
It's the best show ever because it's so stupid. They literally have a book that has essentially hieroglyphs in it, right? And they kidnap Luke, and they kidnap Pennyworth girl, and they want him to decipher it because the dad made it. Lucius Fox made it.
Yeah.
And so he's starting to figure it out because he's the smarty pants, right? That's the point. No, they Google Glass you, right? Special glasses that Lucius Fox made that just Google Glass translates for him. Which, again, undercutting Luke Fox as a character yet again. So get fucked, show. I hate you. So now he's using it, and when you start seeing it, somebody noticed, and she points this out because a fan of hers found it out. If you look at it when it's deciphering, there's little brackets with numbers in it, like a 19 and a 4 and a thing and this. They thought that was really strange because usually when you do bracket numbers at the end of a paragraph or a sentence, that's usually like an indicator, especially online, like for a go to this paragraph, a glossary or index.
Notations and things like that.
Exactly.
Well, imagine what they would have done with the Bruce Wayne character.
Wait, you'll love this. They Googled Batman, went under their Wikipedia, and copy and pasted a Wikipedia article into that book. That's what that decipher is. It's a Wikipedia page. dead ass serious.
Imagine though,
they don't give a fuck about this show.
They don't. But to that point, imagine how horrible they would treat like Batman and his detective skills. He'd be like looking at something, a clue. He'd be looking at this thing. He'd be like, "Hey Google,
Men can't be smart. Men can't be smart in this universe. That's the rule. Jacob Kane is the most, him and the Crows are the most inept people in the world, and apparently GCPD does not exist.
Right. In what world does GCPD not have authority over a security force?
And look,
in this world,
and people are willing to say that this show got worse. Come on now, out the gate.
No, this show was bad. I watched maybe 12 minutes of it.
I have a panel. I have a panel of DC lovers here. We're going to talk here. There is an episode, I think it's episode 3 with the guy who turns into Hush, which is, he looks like an idiot.
Oh, God.
Did they destroy Hush?
They did.
Oh, it's hilarious. Hush.
That's so not hilarious.
No, you'll like this.
Oh.
Mr. Millionaire Billionaire guy, right? The elevator episode. He's like an idiot with the gun. He is supposed to be Bruce Wayne's childhood friend, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Hates him. How old is Ruby Rose? I'm sorry, Kate Kane. Maybe
30? 20s?
Sure.
19,
Why not?
20, 21.
Okay, cool.
23,
How
24.
old?
Wait, tell me I'm right.
Sure. I love you. You're fantastic. You're wonderful. I validate you.
Tell me I'm pretty.
I would say in her 20s.
Sure. Mr. Rich White Man. How old do you think he is?
I don't know. I didn't go that far to watch.
Oh, Hush, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About same age, give or take, maybe a couple of years.
I mean, you would think, but no.
He is so we're already assuming that him and Bruce Wayne were childhood friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
In canon, yes.
Batman saved Kate Kane as a child.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck about this show, dude.
No, they don't.
No.
It's so terrible. Just cancel it.
They covered that like in the second episode or so, where they showed Batman like shooting his grappling hook into the car as it went over the bridge.
That was the first episode.
Oh, the first episode, yeah.
The 5 frames per second flashback.
Yeah.
I want to die. Like, no, for real. Like, this show is so bad. Like, it's so bad. It literally does every terrible writing trope.
Danny, Jason, what do you guys think? What's the end game here? What do we do?
My thing. Go ahead, Danny. No, you first.
I want to see Batwing. I don't care how they transform Luke into it, but to me, he's already an established character. People that like us know who he's supposed to be. That's the route I would go.
Yeah, but do you want to see him be a trash Batwing though? I mean,
that's
no.
Yeah.
I'm saying I hope they would get better. Right, I hope they would learn from their mistake because Batwoman is totally trash.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that somebody, I don't know who it is over there, saying, "Look, let's go this route. Let's come at season 2. Let's have something tragic happens, or Kate leaves unexpectedly. He start training, or he already trained and he was a badass. I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't mind seeing Batwing. So that's the route I would go.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
But didn't they already make him into a little?
If we could get him
the first episode,
if we could get that attitude over there, like he had in the crossover, that Luke.
Yeah, sexy Luke.
You
don't like him baking cupcakes? Get the fuck out of here.
No.
I just think that, I mean,
I stopped watching Batwoman probably after the 5th episode. So
God,
wasn't it cool when they killed Kevin Conroy? Wasn't that cool? Fucking stupid show.
How do you get to the 5th? I got to the first one and I was like, no, I'm not doing this no more.
Because we all have this kind of show. So how can you talk about something if you don't watch it?
Because I don't want to talk about that show. Plus, you already said we can't mention it on your channel anymore. So,
my question,
I ain't on my channel.
My question here, guys, though, is honestly, what's the point of putting a new character out there? And that's fine, whatever, whatever.
What do you mean, like if we did Batwing or like recasting? What do you mean?
Just no. I mean, if they don't put a recasted Batwoman in here, why are we still trying to pretend like this is Batwoman?
Well, I think what they're going to
what do you think?
Is they're going to something's going to happen to Kate Kane. She's going to leave, she's going to die, or what have you. Somebody's going to be inspired by Kate Kane, and they're going to take up the mantle of Batwoman. So I think it's going to continue to be Batwoman, they've already expressed interest in casting in the LGBT community. You know, they're not looking for the best actress possible. They're narrowing their scope, just like they did with the casting for Batwoman to begin with. And I have no problem with LGBTQ actors. I just want the best one for the part. And I think if you have a great actor, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change the showrunner, and you're gonna have to shake up the writers' room if this season 2 is going to even.
I think that's a double standard in itself. How can you be wanting more rights for the LGBT community, and then all you want is somebody from the LGBT community?
Right.
You should be getting the best actress you can find available, whatever her sexual preference is.
Well, you see,
because affirmative action isn't condescending.
You know, see,
like it's so silly. Like
yeah, but Danny, see, this is what I constantly say is that I don't care who they put in there. I just want the best writers for what's being written. I want the best actors. Listen, I don't think you should go and look for an actor or an actress because of the color of their skin or whatnot. If they fit the character and they are the best fit for it, that's fine.
I agree with you to a certain extent on that. If it's a nonfiction, yes. If it's fiction, no.
And it also depends on what the subject matter is, such as things like the Harriet Tubman movie, where one of the people on the board for that movie actually suggested that Julia Roberts should play Harriet Tubman. What the hell are you thinking?
Oh, you mean like in 1917 war film because it was too many white people in it?
Yes, but that's my point. Is that there are times when you have to follow. You have to get certain actors and actresses.
Yeah.
But a show like this, in order to make it, you have to have writers who are passionate about it. And we've heard this before from the Star Trek fans and stuff, where they've literally told people who were passionate Star Trek fans who have gone and tried to become a part of the writing team for the new Star Trek series that have been out there. And they've been told, no, you're not on board with what we want to do. And it's like, wait a minute. How am I not on board with what you want to do? It's Star Trek. I love Star Trek. How am I not on board with that?
Let me take this back like a couple of decades, okay? I don't know if you guys ever watched a sci-fi, I think it was a sci-fi series called Lost Girl. So the woman who plays Alice in Batwoman was on Lost Girl, and they had the two main characters had kind of a on and off again relationship. They're both female. They're not gay in real life. Let's go back even further. Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Gabrielle and Xena had a very clear lesbian relationship in the 90s.
To be fair, that didn't come out until like the last 2 seasons, though. But it still happened. Don't get me wrong.
It was implied throughout, though. But you're right. But
I think you transpose some of that stuff after we get there. But I do understand what you're saying. But no, this is all bullshit, and I hate the fact that we're even talking about it. When I watched Creed,
which is Michael B. Jordan,
I didn't fucking empathize with the character because I don't look like motherfucking Michael B. Jordan. I don't give a shit how many times I go in the gym. I'm never gonna look like Michael B. Jordan, but I like that actor and I like that character, and I don't like this.
It's a good story.
It's silly. It's so silly. And I was talking to these guys the other day. We had a fight about whether or not was Predator 1 or Predator 2 better. We don't know. It's whatever you like. But at the end of the day, I didn't like Predator 1 because I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my God! Chill out. I don't look like Ripley. Jesus Christ, could we stop? It's just absurd. I don't know. I'm just tired of it.
No matter which direction they go in, they need to change the writing. If they don't change the writing, the show is still going to be trash.
They're not going
to. They do.
No,
they're not going to. So.
That's why just buy your physical media so they can't change it and watch old movies.
In other words, guys, Batwoman, cancel, and don't even bother a new character.
And get Luke Fox to either be Batwing or make him Static Shock.
So that's what I think. One guy,
he's a good actor.
You keep one guy, you pull it aside, you fire the whole writing team, and you come up with a new thing.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah,
I like it.
I agree.
Yeah. Why can't they use the writers that does the Flash and Black Lightning? They're the two most successful.
Yeah,
that's still on now.
Or
Well,
find some of the writers that worked on Arrow season 2.
They're gonna be running Arrow and the Canaries. We'll see how that goes. I don't hate it. I like the cast. I just think the way they did it was really distasteful.
I did too.
And it's why I have a problem with the show coming out of the gate. I think it'll be fine, but again, the way that Oliver exited and the way that all went down, I think it was very distasteful.
Yep.
I think it was a big slap in the face to the people who started this.
Stephen Amell was pissed.
He still is.
Oh,
he
I
don't
know.
give a shit. That
I
dude
know.
don't give a fuck no more. He's
He was
done.
talking about like when he was doing his death scene, like he had to like literally talk to like tennis balls on sticks,
So you listen to that podcast too, huh?
Yeah, Michael
The
Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum one?
Yeah. And
All right.
I'm having to be emotional to like tennis balls on sticks, and
But that's what everybody says when it comes down to CGI nowadays. Liam Neeson has said that, or Neeson has said that. Lots of people have talked about how when CGI became such a big thing and they did that type of thing, it was.
But when you're doing a crossover event and you have all the actors, him and Diggle have been together since day one. David Ramsey has been there since like day one, and he's not even in the room when he dies. That's absurd.
I know.
And he died twice. He died twice, and he wasn't there. It's
And
insane.
Barry, I mean, the Flash would not be there except for that backdoor pilot called The Scientist in Arrow that introduced.
Which
Barry
I'm
Allen.
sorry, that's the best crossover ever.
Yeah.
End
All
of
right,
discussion.
guys. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And we're not necessarily going to talk about this for the riots, but we're going to have to bring this up. I wanted to bring this up.
You
So
don't
Logan
scare
Paul
me.
says his brother Jake should not have been in Arizona looting, but insists he didn't steal anything. Okay. All right. Now, so first off, this is where I'm going with this. Besides the fact we know the riots are not right, but we know the protesters, the ones that are there for the right reasons. We know what that's all about right now. But I want to ask you, when are we going to be done with? When are we going to be done
With the Paul twin?
with these two, the Paul brothers?
Never.
Because here's the thing: how many times does somebody have to do these two people? Do they get to do something stupid and apologize later for it and act like they'll never do it again? When we know this is just a constant publicity stunt, is this just? Excuse me for saying, is this just stupid teenagers watching idiotic people and just that's why they watch them? Is that what it is?
I wouldn't even say it's just teenagers.
No,
Well,
it's adults. And as far as the Paul brothers go, it's entitlement. It's a bad case of entitlement.
Well, and even what's funny is
All right,
I
let's chill out with that fucking. I'm so sick of privilege and entitlement.
no, but
These are
wait,
stupid people with a platform.
John, listen.
yeah, I know.
What's funny, guys,
I don't
is
think
that
they'll do that, man.
actually, John or Jake Paul actually did, or Logan or Jake, one of the two. I don't really give a crap anymore.
Jake's
but
the stupid
one
one, and Logan's the one that denounced his brother for going.
both of them are stupid. There's no debating which one's stupid. They both are. But okay, so one of the other of them actually did a video really quick. I think
Logan did.
protesting, stating about his white privilege. It's like,
Logan.
how in the world are we so stupid to let these people get airtime? I mean, I don't know. I just is this just me, or is this just the world going stupid?
The world is on fire. So roast your weenies and marshmallows if you got them. That's
Dogs and cats living together.
I want to not really be on this because no matter what you say, it's going to be wrong. What I'm going to say is we've always been like this. The only difference is now the thoughts that people had, you're seeing manifested. That's it. And regardless of which way you want to break it, I don't care what little movement you have. Everybody has a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we're all talking about a little piece of it. And there's this big picture that a lot of us do agree on. The problem is we all don't agree on the little bits that make the big picture. Exactly. And until we get there, which can't happen because it's called a society, good luck. I mean, but at the end of the day, I just don't want to see people die. That's just where I'm at.
I don't either. And the only thing I want to say about this is, one, you're looting, but you're not stealing. I don't understand that, and I mean, that's just stupid. And two, we've seen cases before where like the riots in
Don't bring up LA.
no, it was Missouri.
The Plaza,
No.
St. Louis,
No. I forget.
Ferguson.
Ferguson, yes.
That's
So
St. Louis, basically. But
okay, yeah, I guess it's St. Louis. So the people that, and as well with this riot that's going on, there are the majority of the people are peacefully rioting. They proved in Ferguson that they were like people, an organization were bringing busloads of people into the town to start looting and start fires and burn things down.
Yes, but
So you have people, you unfortunately, everybody gets lumped together. You have your peaceful protesters, they're doing their things, and then you have people out there, they don't care about the issue. They just want to, they've hijacked it for their own purposes. And I think
that's what's going on now.
That sounds like Twitter speak.
Well,
That's what's going on now. That's what's absolutely going on now.
yeah.
You can tell the mayor of Pittsburgh came out and said everybody that they arrested were people from out of town.
Okay,
Exactly.
We heard that in Minnesota, and that ended up not being true.
And it depends. Here's the thing: there is a large portion of that is true, but there's a large portion of it that's not true. The fact of the matter is, if you see somebody looting or rioting, even if they're from in town, they're not there for the right cause. They're not actually focusing on what the purpose of the protest is for. They are concerned about themselves, and they are not worried one damn about what people are protesting for. So therefore, what they become is a cancer. And what I've constantly said up until this point,
They have an agenda.
they are going to end up causing harm to somebody who is completely innocent. Somebody who's there for the right reasons.
Oh, it's already happening.
Yes, it is. But that's the thing. Is that's what we get? Is this big problem?
Look, this is something that we're bringing up in a platform that we only are going to brush around. I would say if we want to talk about this, I would do this on a longer scale.
Yeah,
because this is not gonna. This is, and I'm sorry to be this guy.
No. I didn't even want to jump into the riot part. I want to talk about the idiots. I mean, that's what I was here for.
And I think they're part of it. It doesn't matter. I think talking about them is detrimental to everything. And again, if we can't cover them for more than an hour, there's no reason to talk about it because they're part of it. And like I said, any 2 minute discourse about this, it's going to be a soundbite that's going to haunt you for a very long time on the internet.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
100%. So, like, I'm sorry to be like that, but unless we can go in depth, it's pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's jump into something else. I kind of mentioned Star Trek earlier. Let's jump into a bit of this. William Shatner, 89, reveals he doesn't watch Star Trek and hasn't seen Star Trek Picard, and admits his run as Captain Kirk is pretty well played out. Is this just more of Star Trek's demise? Is this just him? Because Star Trek has totally, I think, for the most part, gone from the fans, much like what I hear Doctor Who's gone from.
Yeah.
You had the Doctor Who fans, and then they flipped the script, changed everything about it, and now it's something else. And
it's almost ruined the old stuff.
Has Star Trek not become that? And is this not more of the sign of that? I mean, we kind of know that William Shatner is always tongue-in-cheek about his role and what he does, and he plays with it every once in a while.
Well, I think you can look at this in one or two ways. I mean, with Star Trek, I can maybe understand William Shatner not watching Star Trek because there was no Star Trek before his Star Trek. You know, so.
Well, wait, time out. Yes, yeah. Actually, there was Star Trek before that. There was the pilot episode.
Well, no, I'm talking about the original series. I'm talking about the original series. But like, so you come into like say,
why are you dying?
A DC property or
why are you dying?
There was no Star Trek before the very first Star Trek. That's just crazy to me.
But I mean, it's true. I mean, but it goes to my point that I'm trying to make here. So William Shatner, he is he was on the original series, so there was nothing there to be a fan of. So I can understand maybe how he doesn't watch it because he wasn't a fan first. Now you come into modern times and you have people who are on, like, say, DC shows or DC movies, Marvel, etc. Say they grew up being fans. I can see them maybe watching the stuff just because they're fans, but since there was no platform for him to become a fan of, it doesn't really shock me that he doesn't watch Star Trek.
But at one time, go ahead.
He wasn't the original captain.
Yeah, I know. It was Pike on the pilot episode.
But still, there's something to be said for what you're saying. But here's a guy, and Jason, I want you to go first. I'll bring up what I got to say. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the only thing about him, Shatner, is that he thinks he's Star Trek. He thinks Star Trek is him. Everything is him. So if he's not in Star Trek, he does not give a shit about it. And that's why I say, like, I can't take that really seriously, because it's not like he's sitting there saying, well, I'm not watching it because it's trash. He's not watching it because he's not in it.
I don't totally disagree with that, but Star Trek was, when William Shatner was in it, people gravitated to it.
They did.
And then Picard took the mantle and he ran with it. But then after Picard run, it's really kind of dropped off, which I do think that Janeway in that series was the best. I think they had a harder track to go through. They were by themselves. They had to be more independent. I like the interaction with her and Q. I still love different parts of it, but I love it. I love Janeway's situation better, but I love the chemistry between Bones, Spock, and Kirk. So
and on that,
I just think now, man, he's 89 years old. He don't give a damn because his biggest two roles was Captain Kirk and Denny Crane, and he's going to be synonymous with both those shows until the day he dies. So,
I will just say this, just so you guys know, I like Picard and I liked Discovery.
Ooh,
Discovery, really? Oh,
I did.
I just couldn't.
I did like it.
I felt like they were writing down.
If I had pearls, I'd be clutching them. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my Lanta!
Oh my goodness!
Okay, so here's the thing. He, for the longest time, believed everything revolved around him when it was Star Trek.
Absolutely.
When George Takei got a large part in episode 6 of the movie,
didn't like that.
He had like over an hour worth of screen time, they said. Yeah, it was a lot of shared stuff, but it was like just slightly less. It was slightly less than what William Shatner had.
Leonard Nimoy ended up being way more popular. I just don't get it.
Said he went to the director and he said, "This isn't how my movie is handled," and he had him cut like 3/4 of what George Takei had shot, and give him more.
Yeah, have you seen T.J. Hooker? I'm a god.
Yes,
that's why they don't get along.
Well, no, you see, Nimoy, before he died, they buried the hatchet. I think most of them have buried the hatchet that are still around. Yeah. And they all did before the others died. It just, because I think Shatner finally is like, you know what? I mean, okay, the funniest thing about, if you've ever seen Galaxy Quest, is the part where Tim Allen loses it. That is based off of a real life story of what William Shatner did. Yeah. He lost it on a bunch of fans and said, "I am not Captain Kirk. I am William Shatner, and I don't give a damn about your show. I don't give a damn about your cosplay and all this." He walked and stormed out of that damn convention.
That's what John Boyega's doing with Star Wars.
Oh my god!
They're all
doing that now. They're all trolling Star Wars so hard now. But so this is kind of, I think, his way of saying, "I am Star Trek. Star Trek is done." Because I don't care about it anymore. I literally think that's more what this story is about.
But isn't there like a little grain of truth to that statement though, or that?
Is
What,
William Shatner lying?
without him, it doesn't work, or is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, the original series. If William Shatner, Captain Kirk, you know, of course you had Bones McCoy, you know, Spock, you know, well, I think I just named two of them twice, but anyway, anyway,
Aurora, Sulu,
yes, but with
Chekhov,
Captain Kirk, it just doesn't work without Captain Kirk, and William Shatner's performance as Kirk, you know, so it's kind of he was kind of the lead.
It doesn't work without Spock. Because Spock was in the last one.
Can I raise my hand? I'm gonna raise my hand.
No. Put your hand down.
Only if you have deodorant on.
Go ahead, John.
Can I?
Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
For y'all to start moving again, and then when you start moving again, I'm gonna start talking.
And you just froze.
There, you're all moving. See, you froze on me. So here we go. I gotta go with that's horseshit, and I'm sorry to say that.
How dare you, sir?
Everybody liked the first Star Trek. I don't care. The casting was solid. It all worked. The problem was the shitty writing. Everybody finished that film and realized, you know, it did fine, just like Force Awakens, because that's what J.J. Abrams is good at. I don't know who I'm echoing through, but I'm sorry. He did a nice action adventure film, and that's why people thought he'd be good for Star Wars. He was not good for Star Trek.
You talking about Star Trek, the picture?
The movie, the reboot one that J.J. Abrams did. People liked Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. Yeah, people liked that casting. They nailed it. The casting was solid. It was the tone, the crazy action, boom, 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 silly, insane action adventure. That everybody says the same thing. That is not Star Trek.
Yeah.
Had that been done really well, the way it should have been, if you had a Trekkie writing that, I don't give a shit what anybody says. You'd have 6 movies right now, and people would have loved it. William Shatner is so up his own ass. I don't care. When you're charging people hundreds of dollars for a signature, you can get fucked. I'm sorry.
I actually liked that Star Trek movie.
It was fine. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And the action and fighting, I liked it because it felt like Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah,
but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts
because it's not Star Trek to people. I understand that, but to me, I like it.
Well, Trap brings up a good point here.
Star Trek when they blew up Vulcan.
Yes.
Now, Trap brings up a good point here. It says, I like Star Trek 09 better than The Force Awakens. It's better.
I agree.
It's a better Star Wars movie than The Force Awakens.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And don't forget, Thor was Captain Kirk's dad in that one.
Yes, he was.
Always a fun little tidbit. I enjoy that. And Jennifer Robinson, who was in Once Upon a Time, or I know her from How I Met Your Mother, because she's a weirdo. And she's hot. Sorry.
You don't think that now what are you saying is BS? Is the fact that he could basically be saying Star Trek's over because he's done with it, or what?
Yes, I think his statement saying that a franchise doesn't work without him is absurd. Star Wars can work without Mark Hamill. They proved it with the prequels. Regardless of whether or not you like them or not, I don't care. They made their money and they made their toys and they've had their longevity.
Or are you paraphrasing?
Huh?
Did he actually say that, or are you paraphrasing?
I don't know. That's what I was.
What I'm saying is I believe that's in Kirk in William Shatner's way. I believe with his egomaniacal tendencies that he is basically saying, I don't give a crap about Star Trek because I don't care about Star Trek. Star Trek is dead. That is how William Shatner pretty much sees it. And I think, is there truth to it? I don't think so. I think they're going to figure something out. I think it'll come back eventually. But
I hear Jean-Luc Picard way more than I hear Kirk. Well, that's why they made it. It's why they made a Picard show.
You see, but the thing is even put it this way: in First Contact, or not First, was it First? No, it was Generations. In Star Trek Generations, with the new movie, new cast, Next Generation cast, he literally forced his way into that movie.
Yes, he
He
did.
said,
Yeah.
it cannot be there cannot be a new Star Trek movie without Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he did. And he had a problem.
And he wanted to die in it, and he said, I'm going to die, and I'm going to die saving the day.
And he had a problem with Spock being in the J.J. Abrams one.
Exactly. This guy has never stopped being mad or trying to dictate how these things go. And I think by saying I didn't watch Star Trek Picard and all of that, I think that's his way of saying I don't care, nobody else cares, Star Trek's gone.
Okay, so then I would make
Did him and John Luke ever get along?
I think
I never heard anything in the media about
Stewart basically. What was that, Sean?
I was answering Danny if he and Jean-Luc ever got along. I said, only in the bedroom, Danny, only in the bedroom.
Patrick Stewart, I think, basically said he enjoyed the time that they made the movie. But outside of that, I don't think William Shatner concerns his time with it because it's not about him.
And I want to piggyback on that. Like this fucking gatekeeping shit from like iconic stars, I really hate. You're a great character. Well done. But you don't get to own the universe.
You're right.
The writers built this beautiful story arc that created the next generation. You have the Orville essentially playing cosplay to it and doing a better job than doing it right now.
Exactly.
I hate that show.
Oh, you like the Orville?
Oh my God, I cannot stand that show.
But bear with me on this. Because that wasn't really my point. My point was more, you do not tell me that you can make a world like Star Wars and Star Trek and tell me that it's about one flippin' character. You can shove that up your wrinkly crevice because Mandalorian got made. You got the Battle for Endor. Star Wars can make crap and it can make decent stuff. I don't like Mandalorian, but I'm saying you can make stuff in a universe if built well. Lord of the Rings is a great example. Game of Thrones could have a bunch of spin-offs if they hadn't shit the bed. There's all kinds of stuff. When you build a good world, people want to see characters in that world. I don't care who it is as long as it's written well.
Let me piggyback off of that really quick because, as far as you saying like, stars don't own franchises, they can't claim it. I think a great example of that was the dumpster fire that was Ghostbusters 2016. All of the surviving actors, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, all gave their seal of approval, to pass it to the ladies. And it was a piece of shit. And it was such a piece of shit that Ghostbusters 3 is actually coming. But
how dare you? Paul Feig's gonna make a 4-hour edit.
I know, right? Bill Murray out of everyone, I think Bill Murray is like most synonymous with Ghostbusters, for whatever reason, like Peter Venkman and Bill Murray's apprehension of like, ever doing another Ghostbusters after part 2, but he showed up, he did it, and, he passed it along, and I think that's what, after a certain point in time, I think you just have to give it to another generation, and you have to realize it's not yours. It's just not. Now, it is Dan Aykroyd's. I will say that. It is Dan's. And, the late Harold Ramis. But aside from that, it's nobody else's.
I think
you can't say that for all shows. Because if you take, I don't agree with that statement in its entirety because one of my favorite franchises is the Riddick franchise.
Okay.
You take Vin Diesel out of that, you're gonna kill the franchise.
Yeah, but
It's
not gonna happen.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Well,
what? Had the dude from NCIS New Orleans in it. I was like,
and number
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
What? I'm saying the Riddick. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
saying
Danny,
No,
Danny,
To be
we're
fair,
saying-
Frozen Show was shit, and Tokyo Drift is not very good, and Too Fast, Too Furious is a cartoon. I'm just saying.
we're-
The only good Fast and Furious is the first one. They're all cartoons after that.
I get what
They
you're
are.
saying, Danny, but you have to kind of look at this like, say, Riddick 20 years removed. You know, like say in 20 years, you know,
Mando was really good.
you know, if they wanted to make another Riddick, and they had to, or they wanted to replace Vin Diesel, you know, it's kind of that mindset. Because right now, they can't. If they made another Riddick, they cannot replace Vin Diesel. It just would not work for
They're
me.
not going to.
Can
He
I-
owns
can-
the rights to it.
Yeah,
Make your.
I gotta do this because chat is already lighting up right now. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna answer entertainment and Star Wars because you know that's not bias or anything.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make a Mando comment. The first episode is fine. Episode 4 is a dumpster fire, and it's so poorly written. I want to drink bleach. The aesthetic was beautiful. Disney has money. Well done. The whole story makes zero sense, and Mando is an idiot. I cannot wait for season 2. It's going to be a dumpster fire, and I'm going to laugh. Mandalorian was a pandering piece of mess.
It's going to get worse with the.
And I will be more than happy to break that down for you. Enjoy your pretty lights.
Answer me this
show
real
is
quick.
terrible.
I want to ask you this, John. How is it that you're going to bring in Boba Fett into a series that basically was his movie before they
And make him a woman.
I've read that it's going to be an imposter Boba Fett.
I don't care. I don't care. That makes it even better. Can't wait for Ahsoka to show up. Are you kidding me?
I'm
Fuck out of here.
I'm gonna sit here and say I don't think Mandalorian was a piece of trash, but I don't think it was as good as everybody says it is.
When I say piece of trash, I say it's one of the worst written things I've seen in a very long time. The aesthetics are beautiful. Jon Favreau can direct his ass off, but you can tell the ones he didn't. Number 4, go back and watch it. It's Mulan, and it's the terrible film. He gives you he legitimate. They literally have the Mulan like stick bullshit. Fuck you. I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. Number 4 is where I die. You have that. You have him give all this bullshit about how he can't take his fucking helmet off. And then what's he do? He takes it off in front of a window with a bunch of people standing right there. Get effed. Also,
listen, they had to have the right shot for that.
it was so beautiful. The cinematography, it was magical. Give me a metaphor, you fucking nerds.
And truthfully,
No, I'm not done. I said I was ranting. Second, every episode.
Okay, so with that said,
Thank you. Thank you.
No, seriously. Every 5 seconds, is Baby Yoda the most important thing in the world, or does he just leave it with ever who cares?
Yes.
Then on top of that, I love the AT-AT nonsense. Did you forget you have a spaceship? And then
Chris.
then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave Baby Yoda on this planet when
Right.
fobs exist. Do not tell me a fob exists." And then he's like, "Yeah, he'll be fine here." Are you for real right now? This is all insane. It makes no sense. Like I said, episode 1 was fine, but the problem is it dug itself a hole so deep they screwed themselves. It was
4 was also
hilarious.
funny because when the AT-AT or the walker that they had in that, when they say there's nothing there on that planet that they can destroy it with, yet the Ewoks destroyed it with trees. What's all over that place? Trees. It's like,
But he has a spaceship.
yeah, there's
He
that
has a
too.
spaceship.
There's
Look,
that too.
Look, this is how I feel about Mandalorian.
And the
I
fobs
think-
are dumb, not is dumb. I'm getting mad at you, Star Wars.
I think a lot of like old school Star Wars fans
Every show has its
embrace
flaws. Shut up.
the Mandalorian because the aesthetic was familiar. You know, it looked like similar to
It's
what
a step in a decent direction compared
Yeah.
to the other stuff.
it was.
But you're comparing it to the sequels. You can't just go, okay, this
Right
thing has
now, that's
problems,
all we
this has
can compare it to because we know we're not going to get the original.
Right, but
No,
No,
you
no.
can compare it to the OT and you can compare it to good writing, good sense. I watched Roger Rabbit the other day, and that has better sensical writing because it plays within its own laws.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you here, John. Just hold on.
I'm just a butthole. I'm done. I already bitched about it. Episode 4 killed the series.
I think that people I think they gravitated to it because it was more, the aesthetic was very much like the original trilogy look and feel, and so because it reminded them of movies of the past, visually, I think they overlooked or gave a pass to the writing.
Mandalorian felt like Star Trek to me. You know what I mean? The dialogue in Mandalorian felt like Star Trek. And
the basic like one-off storylines, like he traveled to this place and a thing happened and he went here. That was a great, like when I remember when they were doing the armor stuff with like, melting the stuff, I was like, this is a really cool aesthetic. It's going to be like a video game where like every episode he gets a piece of the armor and we're going to watch him grow. And it's going to be cool. And they're like, nah. Third episode, they're like, nah. Here you go. There you go.
And in that first episode where he gets the bounty and he takes that purple guy and the guy's talking about going to the bathroom and shit, I was like, this is Star Trek. This is him.
But he let him go like, oh my God.
Yeah, right. You let him go to the bathroom by yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just let him go around it as shit.
Right.
yeah. It's the third door on the left, but you got to get
seriously. It happens in the first episode, but I let it pass because it was so cool. You saw the carbonite stuff, and you're like, no, he knows what he's doing. He's a badass. He wouldn't let him down there unless he knew what he was doing. And then the next episode's happening. You go, oh no, he's just kind of a dumbass.
I mean, he is. Mando is very much of a.
I've never seen a bounty hunter who's amazing get shot so many freaking times.
Oh my God.
I'll say this though. The scene where he was going up against the Jawas, I actually liked that scene.
It was adorable, but man, it's dumb.
It was funny, man. It was there for jokes or whatever, but I definitely liked that scene.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. Well, let's.
I think everybody's mad.
Let's flip this back around here real quick.
Jedi.
So the fact of the matter is that William Shatner, I think, is coming across saying that he's the be all end all of Star Trek. But let's just be honest here, really quick. Picard is literally, they made the Picard maneuver to show how much of a badass he was too.
The Picard maneuver? What the hell is that?
You've never heard of the Picard maneuver?
Am I gonna die?
You
is
shoot
it the whole
yourself.
thing or is this the new thing?
No, this is a real thing. So when he was on the Stargazer, the USS Stargazer, which was his first ship that he was captain of, during a mission, they were going to find out. I think they were looking for some mineral or something. They came across what they did not know at the time was a Ferengi cruiser, and the Ferengi cruiser basically all but disabled the Stargazer. And in order to save them, he went to maximum warp for literally a split second. And because of doing that, he caused the Stargazer to show up in two places. The Ferengi ship shot on the latter of the two places, picking the wrong ship, and he ended up destroying the Ferengi cruiser. And then they all had to abandon ship, and they weren't found for like 7 some odd weeks. And You can look it up on YouTube. There's all sorts of stuff about it. Picard
mansplaining to me, Chris.
Too bad for you, Sean. Anyways, I just think that William Shatner still is basically trying to say Star Trek's only about me, and now that I'm done with Star Trek's done.
I mean, I honestly think, in my opinion, Star Trek is. I mean, if you really want to get down to brass tacks, I think Star Trek is going it's about Shatner and it's about Stewart.
Yeah.
I mean, there were
Stewart's a much better ambassador for that.
Yeah.
And the problem is what they've done to that character now. I mean, I didn't hate what I've seen in Picard. They're doing really weird things that I don't think totally fit the Star Trek universe.
Completely retconned like so much of the next generation in Picard. It's hard to watch.
The cursing threw me off.
Well, that's because it's on a streaming service, and that's going to throw a lot of people off.
That's still bad writing. If it doesn't work with the tone of the show, why would you do that?
On the streaming service with Family Ties, I can't have cursing and Alex P. Keaton on the same network.
But he said, "Damn."
Also, no, but they said fuck. Also,
Never said fuck.
well, they said fuck in the stupid new stuff. Also, I apologize to all you guys. I swear to God, I'm listening. I'm in chat. I got shit to do. You talk. I'll be here. I'm working. I'm working right now. I swear to God, this Mando shit. I get it every time I bring that up. I'm just.
Oh,
Shaun, you're a moderator on my channel. Do me a favor and flag Hammond Studios.
God darn it!
So is your Twitter blowing up, John?
No, he's doing. Look
Yeah.
at
I'm
the
not
chat.
famous. Nobody knows me enough on Twitter. I'm a nobody. Are you kidding me? Oh, but I'm gonna get down and dirty in these. I'm gonna just go to work. Don't even mind me. Ugh.
So, is there anything else you guys want to throw out there that you want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to throw out there to talk about?
Oof. Dude, I just like all the stuff. There's so much. There's always stuff.
Throw the puppy out in the street and run it over. Let's go. Come on.
The hottest thing I keep hearing people talk about is this Zack Snyder cut. And the only thing I'm going to say on that is I'm going to watch it. It's highly anticipated. But what if this sucks?
Yes.
Zack Snyder fans will still love it because they're all cult.
Shaun and I had talked a little bit about this, and with Terrence, right? Wasn't it, Shaun? Yeah, and I think. And Jody. I think Jody brought up a really good point. Jody of Jody's Corner brought up a really good point when he said it doesn't matter what Snyder gives people. They fought for Snyder to have his cut, and whatever he gives them, even if it's frozen shit ice cream, they will love it, and they will say it is exactly what he had planned all along.
He's a visionary.
That's
Did you not see how? Did you not see how beautiful it looks? Oh my God, the slow mo! Oh my God!
That's exactly.
Here's my biggest thing with the Snyder cut. You know, I welcome a version of Justice League that does the characters, no pun intended, justice.
Well, after his, there was no Star Trek before Star Trek.
Oh my God. Well, you are sick.
I've got a lot of them tonight. But the thing is, you know, and I think a director's vision should be fully realized. You know, like years after Superman 2 was released, they actually released the Donner cut, which was superior to Superman 2 theatrical. Even with the
screen test shot and some unfinished shots, I agree with you on that.
But the thing about Superman 2, the Donner cut, even though it was better, it still wasn't canon. All of those extra scenes weren't canon. I know we throw canon around. Danny doesn't like canon. I understand. But so say Zack Snyder goes in and he ties into some of these other movies, because the budget on this is way more than what was actually announced. So
I heard 70 million.
The top dog at Warner Brothers was saying it was like around 100 and some odd million.
Okay, and I gotta chill out on that, because that is so not going into production / editing. That is going to be marketing, and that's going to be probably potential distribution. I'm sure.
It's going into stuff, because the head guy at AT&T said there is no cut. All there is raw footage. Everything, there's no CGI.
Well, and also no bullshit. I imagine there's a lot of logistics to this. If you release another cut, you are going to be paying these actors for that film because you are using their likeness. It's the same thing that happened with Back to the Future, where they went back and they didn't rehire one of the black musicians.
No, they didn't use his likeness except for one shot in the.
But he had to sue them to get his money for it because they used his character.
No, they actually won that suit, if I remember right. They won it because they said he voluntarily left because he was not on board with their program, and they actually.
Well, then good luck with this though, because you're literally using them
This
again
one's-
for another film.
This one's different because they're even talking about bringing
It's way
people in.
different.
But they're only releasing it on HBO Max, so I don't know.
For now, you really don't think they're gonna do a DVD cut or a Blu-ray cut if this goes well? That'd just be silly. I wouldn't even be surprised. You'd put it in if you'd be stupid not to put this in the theaters when they open up again. If they do, that would just be silly.
But
but if they make it 4 hours or 5 hours,
I'd go. I'd go
too.
I don't even care. I'd go. Most people would.
All right, Sean. Say
the Snyder Cut is like the best Justice League movie that we could ever imagine. Okay, it has all the bells and whistles, everything that we ever wanted. It does not affect the future of DC, and that's the problem.
Well, I think didn't Jody say though that this could seriously screw with what Warner Brothers' intentions are now because they don't want this. They didn't want this
because of this. Why not? Cult. Now the Snyder Cult is going to they're actually starting to petition for the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. So now these fans think that they can tell these studios what to do, and Warner or AT&T, who has zero idea of how to run a movie studio, they're like replying to all of these threads saying, "Oh, we've got you." They're completely undermining Warner Brothers and the head at Warner Brothers.
Well, hey, Warner Brothers has undermined themselves for so many years. I guess AT&T is just like, hey, you guys do it, we can too.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. I have talked extensively on this. And if you don't think that this is a good idea, I'm honestly impressed at the naivety of a lot of people. We are not putting out films in the theaters right now. They don't exist. Streaming services are a big deal. If you're going to shelve a bunch of films right now that you're not going to put out, why would you not just take a W? I don't give a shit about the Snyder Cut, and I'll tell everybody the same thing. It will be better than what we got. It'll be long, nice, pretentious Snyder stuff. It'll be beautiful. It'll look fine. You're going to have 4 hours so we can actually develop the characters a little bit. Fine. It's still going to be a flaming hot mess. But that being said, this is a director who has a specific vision. Whether or not you agree with it, it's going to be coherent. He has a ton of time. Nobody's messing with him. He gets to do whatever he wants. Now, the David Ayer cut comes out. Anybody who is a cinema nerd, every person and their mom who has a cinephile thing in their bio on Twitter knows for a fact that Suicide Squad got cut by a trailer house. Everybody knows that. And it was a piece of shit. There's literally a scene where they have black background with black text. That is absurd, poor 101 editing. Now, you give David Ayer his footage, you give him his time and let him cut it. With a narrative studio, it will be 100 times better. Do I think it'll matter? No. Will it be 100 times better? Yes. But now, here's the one good thing that can come from this. This could finally say, if they make good money with the streaming, you don't have a theater, you don't have all the other bullshit, you can get cult classic stuff. Look, Boondock Saints didn't do good in the theater. Scott Pilgrim didn't do good in the theater. There's tons of other movies I could tell you right now that don't do good in the theater.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a shame.
Sure, Billy. I'm sure Cats will have a longevity for 100 years.
Oh my god!
I'm making a joke. Calm down, internet. But what I'm saying is you give Ayer the chance to do what he was supposed to do, and this is a chance because this is what something Marvel used to get praised for, which you saw the bullshit start happening towards the last 4 or 5 movies where studios got involved. You let the artist do their thing. Regardless of whether or not you're ready for it, at least it will be coherent and it will be better than studio meddling. I don't care what anybody says. This could be a really good potential to see the artist get their turn back at bat when they get hired.
I agree with 100%.
That's all I got.
Because Warner Brothers' biggest mistake when they launched the DCEU was that they were overreactionary.
Absolutely. And they still are, though. They still are.
Everything. And
still overreactionary.
well, not now, not with AT&T.
You say that, but
Suicide Squad
that's
tried
true.
to be Guardians.
No, wait.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. What I really think's happening here with this, with AT&T stepping in doing that stuff.
Should I go get my tinfoil hat?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. If you don't have children, you don't understand this. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
I don't know of them. but maybe.
5-year-old who constantly asks for ice cream and will not leave you the fuck alone. You eventually give them ice cream. Why? Not because you care that they wanted it, not because they're asking for it, but because you want them to shut the hell up.
That sounds like you're a bad father.
No,
I
I'm
was
just
gonna-
no,
yeah, I was gonna say.
no.
I would have liked to seen his happy
No,
face.
there's
Danny,
you whine it,
Danny,
you ain't getting no ice cream.
Danny,
You can whine all the hell you want.
Danny,
Nope.
Danny,
I like how Enzo went the other way with it.
Danny.
I was like, you didn't want to see him smile. You're like, no, you should have given him that shit.
I think Danny understands what I'm saying though. Sometimes it's just like shut the fuck up and go.
No.
Here's the thing. This is not the studio.
I have done it.
This is not the studio caring what the fans say. Fans could go like, look, we won. You know what else won?
But Sonic.
No, you know what else won? Yeah, okay, Sonic. Well, okay, that might be a real case of fans winning. But you know what else is fans winning? You know what else is fans winning? The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, eat my ass.
It's the truth. They got so
know.
sick of The Last Jedi that they turned Disney into this bumbling mess. They screwed around with it. They trolled their movies so hard. They released the whole damn thing before it came out. That is, in essence, because the fans.
No, I agree with you because
And I'm sorry.
I don't believe the Snyder Cut is gonna be because of the fans, because this movie is AT&T or whatever company ain't gonna give them $100 million just because the fans want to see his vision. They done figured out some kind of way to get some money or make some money out of it.
That's what I'm kind of going with here. This is not because the fans won. This is because the studio, one, wants to shut them up, but two, sees something in it.
Don't make mistakes. Don't make a mistake in thinking this is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers wants no part of Snyder or the Snyder Cut. This is coming from above. This is coming directly from
AT&T has figured out a way to make some money off of this. I don't know what it is yet, but it's gonna happen.
I can guarantee you, AT&T was the one that put the money up for this.
Oh yeah,
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers wants no part of Snyder.
Hands down.
I hate to do it to you guys. I would like to ask, have you heard of this thing? Bear with me here.
Oh, God.
Called HBO Max.
Yes,
I know.
This is called advertising. This is called this is the equivalent of Mandalorian trying to pull an already sunken ship out of the sea like Disney Plus. That's what this is supposed to be. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Their company is like sitting here going, we're not putting out new movies.
But
we're buying all these
no,
companies.
I'm agreeing with you, though. I'm saying fans are calling this a win for them. All AT&T is saying is look, it's something we can do.
But it is a win for the fans. Had they not done it, they would have found something else to put on the pedestal. They would have put Batwoman on there twice.
I kind of agree with John because if no one's talking about the Snyder Cut, then no one wants to see it.
You're right.
So at points, people are talking about it. They're bringing up the hype for it. So because of the hype, AT&T said, you know what? HBO Max has no exclusive. Let's pay this and get this out there and get a buzz for this. Everybody's going to get HBO, even if it's for that month. They're going to get HBO Max just to see that.
Agreed.
What I find
100%.
really funny about this whole thing is, like for 3 or 4 years, we've heard, oh, the Snyder Cut's finished. It's, so many people have seen it. It is completed. If the Snyder Cut was done and completed, like Zack Snyder was alluding that it was,
they would have put it up
already on HBO Max already.
I don't know. A lot of artists, when you're editing something. Oh, go ahead.
I think AT&T is developing some kind of streaming service, and next year this time they're gonna be like, guess what? We got the new AT&T streaming service, which you can get for $29.99. And guess what?
If you buy our new phone, you get it for free.
That's all HBO Max, man. They're all in on HBO Max.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay. Oh, God darn it! I'm looking at the fucking chat. Mad's Mama Bear. we're gonna shout you out because you obviously you work on the inside. Aquaman can lift submarines. I'm just saying.
So can I.
Because Aquaman is already on HBO Max, Mr.
Yep.
Billion-dollar film. Movies garbage.
You're garbage.
You have Aquaman and Batwoman. That's your caliber of films. Aquaman 2 ain't happening.
Shazam's on there. Oh,
It's all right. I enjoyed Shazam. Shazam.
You like Shazam more than Aquaman?
I would watch Shazam over Aquaman because it's not 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
To the Phantom Zone, Chris.
I'm on that too.
But
No, I'm with
Aquaman
him.
is terrible. Aquaman is awful.
It's happening.
Aquaman is good, man. Aquaman was really
I like
good.
Aquaman.
I will be sending you guys my commentary because that is one of the there's literally a scene where they have a super soaker and it's atrocious and our black villain is called Black Manta and he's given a knife that means nothing. It's so stupid. Why even bother? And why would you shoot a grenade in a torpedo room? I have so much anger. And he's bulletproof. There's no stakes. The film's stupid.
Well,
sorry.
And
it's a ripoff of Black Panther and Thor. How'd you rip off 2 films?
He was vulnerable to Atlantean weapons.
Thank you.
Because you created a problem that you had to fix halfway through the film.
Yeah.
That's the same way, you can say the same thing about Superman. Bullets and shit can't hurt him, but stuff from his planet, kryptonite, can kill him.
Yeah, it's very, very similar.
Okay, whataboutism? I don't care. That's also a bad trope. It doesn't matter. Just because it's dumb in another film doesn't mean it's not dumb here. Also, I got to make the argument if the stupid scene when they're underground and they're in the landfill, if he can smell his armpit, I can't believe how bad it would smell in the underwater landfill. It's insane. Film is stupid.
All right. With that said, guys. All right. Wait.
Can I say just one more thing, Chris? One more quick thing.
Oh, wait,
I know she's come out to be a crazy bitch, but let's just take a minute.
Whoa!
Let's just take a minute.
So you don't like Batwoman, and you're calling her crazy, sexist. All right. We're all sexist misogynists, all of us. I can't do it.
Let's just take a minute to appreciate a wet redheaded Amber Heard.
Whoa! Wow. I thought my porn star interview was like too crazy. Why are we wet and redheaded? Sean, will you continue? What's happening? Excuse me, continue.
Sean, you're gonna get him into a place you do not want to get him into.
No, I was just saying. I do know that.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I think we can all appreciate a wet redheaded Amber Heard in skin tight clothing.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Only reason to buy a ticket. Good job, guys.
Yep.
I'll go watch the Captain Marvel porn parody. I'll be back tomorrow.
All right. With that said, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go ahead and go around the horn. We're going to go around the horn. You're going straight to the Phantom Zone. The Phantom Zone, to you, sir. You go to the Phantom Zone on Sunday. Smack you in the zero.
Get me out.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go around here and get everybody to tell you where they're from, what they're doing, and all that fun stuff. Right next to me, this guy right there, Shaun Stackhouse. Go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
What's up, guys? I am from Eternia. My brother is He-Man. My enemy is Skeletor. You can find me at Shaun Stackhouse Reacts on YouTube and at Shaun Stackhouse on Twitter. And if you have any special requests, any type of videos you'd like me to do, you can just send me a DM on Twitter. My DMs are open, especially to hot redheads. So,
especially if you're wet, you can slide.
That's right. Slide
into the
my DMs.
All right. Up next, John.
Why
not
me?
John. Not you.
Oh,
I mean,
go in the right.
Jason.
No problem.
Biggerford Entertainment. Go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
What's up? First off, you can find me, like he said, Biggerford Entertainment on Danny's channel with Terrence and John doing Equilibrium. I got my own channel, like I said. I'm doing videos up on there. You guys can check me out anytime you want to. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so that I can start doing some live streams. So check me out. And Shaun, we still have to finish Streets of Rage, man.
Oh, we do, dude.
I'm
Absolutely.
sitting there waiting to finish this game with you, man.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't want to hang out with you guys. You know, have fun. Cool.
You don't want to?
No, it's fine. I don't like invites to fun stuff. No, it's fine.
I mean, if you have an Xbox One, it's cool. You can play with us.
I got all kinds of boxes, baby.
I'm looking at the background here. I'm seeing all kinds of shit, but no Xbox One in there. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, listen to what he just said.
Did you assume my gaming console?
No, I didn't assume. Just saying,
All right. Up next, Danny of Comic Chat. Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
I am Danny. My channel is Comic Chat on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me along with Chris, Shaun, Maz, Mama Bear, and Terrence as we do the chaotic conversation. We usually list our 5-10 favorite or least favorite things relating to superhero stuff. Also on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me with Chris and Shaun on the Rule of Three, a show where we talk about 3 or 4 different topics. And also Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me with John, Terrence, and Enzo as we discuss all kind of crazy stuff. This week in particular, we'll probably do our first hour on the Supergirl. We are watching that and reviewing and critiquing that show. So please, if you're not doing anything on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please join in and catch us. It's a pretty entertaining show.
Cool.
All right. Last but not least, the BaldManBad and what he's doing. I have no clue. Oh, God. Oh, geez.
Door.
Go ahead, John, and tell everybody about yourself and where they can find you.
They're calling me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. I don't know why. I don't know why I did this, guys. I just thought it was funny.
I was just about to say, I want
It's chaos.
Y'all,
It's chaos.
Y'all can find me on the tweeters at BaldManBad. Just look up Operation Babel. I do a podcast. Apparently, I do stuff with these yahoos from time to time. I don't know what is life. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Everybody take care.
Did you say Yahoos? You called us Yahoo?
Yahoos.
Yahoo!
Yeah, you're definitely going.
All right. All right, everybody. I am Chris Knight, and this is my channel, The Real Review 3000. Guys, please do me a favor and sub. Also, go over to Chaos Central. There our YouTube there, and please sub to that. I put the link in the chat. So, guys, thank you very much. Everybody, thank you for coming tonight. Lively conversation and craziness as always, as you can find here on Chaos Central. Guys, thank you very much. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Mando is making